The front line for Burlington Edison, Brett Johnson, a 6'5 junior, Jared Verrill, a 6'4 senior, and Matt Linnell, a 6'1 junior. For the Mount Vernon Bulldogs tonight, their starters, as announced by head coach Mac Frazier, Ryan Keys, a 6' junior, Chad Wires, a 6'1 senior, Bill Cornelius, a 6'5 senior, Mark Hendrickson, a 6'9 senior, and Troy Holmes, a 6'2 senior. The Bulldogs 5-0 overall, 3-0 in Northwest League play, defending Class AA state champions. And the Burlington Edison Tigers on a 2-game winning streak. They're coached by Mount Vernon High School graduate Darcy Weisner. A long time has passed since Darcy graduated from Mount Vernon High School. However, Darcy has established some impressive coaching credentials. During a stint at Brewster High School in Eastern Washington, he coached the Bears to a state B basketball championship, and he's trying to get it going here at Burlington Edison High School. And tonight would be a huge win for the Tigers, as on top of a very crowded East Grandstand at Burlington Edison High School, a near capacity crowd to watch the Mount Vernon Bulldogs, 5-0 and undefeated, take on the Burlington Edison Tigers. Fans sitting everywhere as the Bulldogs and Tigers nearly ready to tip it off. Up goes the basketball. Hap Fakema, tonight's referee, throws it upward, and the Mount Vernon Bulldogs with the ball. Ryan Keys, a feed to Troy Holmes, and Holmes lays it up and in. Troy Holmes with two. Bulldogs on top, 2-0. Working the ball to back court for Burlington Edison is Keith Wilson. Bulldogs playing man-to-man defense. Tigers go high post. Wilson on the right wing. Eric Hansen has it between the circles. Go to Wilson, right wing. Posting up is Jared Verrill. Verrill moving against Hendrickson. Goes to Brett Johnson. Has the ball stripped out of his hands, but a holding foul is called on Bill Cornelius. Mount Vernon on top, 2-0, just underway. 7:31 to go first quarter. As a holding foul called on Bill Cornelius. The Burlington Edison Tigers, clad in gold with blue and white trim, will inbound it underneath their own basket. Wilson inbound, comes out on the left wing to Brett Johnson. Johnson posts up. They go to Wilson, left side. His jump shot is up and good. Keith Wilson hits the 17-foot jumper. We're tied at 2. Long lob pass from Keys to Hendrickson. Bounced off the glass. The Tigers with the rebound. Hansen quickly into forecourt. It goes to Brett Johnson. And a blocking foul called on Bill Cornelius as he tried to draw a charge. And Cornelius picks up 2 fouls in the first 38 seconds. If you're the Tigers, that's the kind of break you need. You need to get some of those key Mount Vernon players in foul trouble to have a chance. They want to have a hope of upsetting the Bulldogs tonight. Wilson trying to get it in. Gets it into Brett Johnson, left wing. Hansen between the circles. Right side to Wilson. Backs it out near the three-point arc. Ryan Keys all over him. Lobs it out. Stolen away by Hendrickson. 2-on-1 break. Hendrickson to Holmes for the 2. Troy Holmes on a beautiful feed from Mark Hendrickson. And Hendrickson put it up and Holmes put it up and in. 4-2 Mount Vernon. Holmes with all 4 Mount Vernon points. Linnell way out on the left arc. Beyond the three-point line, they go down low to Verrill, stripped away by the Bulldogs. Another turnover. Long pass to Hendrickson, and a two-hand jam. Mark Hendrickson with a two-hand jam. The Bulldogs with 4 quick points off Tiger turnovers. The one thing Darcy Weisner, the Tigers coach, said his team desperately needed to avoid. 6-2 Mount Vernon. A turnaround jump shot is no good. Burlington Edison the rebound. Verrill has the ball blocked. Cornelius the rebound. Long outlet to Keys. Takes it all the way, and he's fouled on the outside by Eric Hansen. Hansen with a reaching foul as Ryan Keys took the pass and drove to the basket.
But right now, Burlington's trying to take the ball inside and get Mount Vernon into foul trouble. Mark Hendrickson is playing behind, letting them get the ball inside, and I think they're intimidated because they really haven't gone at him.
So the Bulldogs inbound pass to Cornelius. Three-pointer right wing, no good. Eric Hansen comes down with a carom. Outlet pass to Keith Wilson. Up the floor to Linnell. Head and shoulder fake. Drives into the paint. Running 10-footer off the back iron, no good. Cornelius soars for the rebound. His pass hits Ryan Keys right in the knee and caroms out of bounds on the turnover. Burlington Edison basketball. 5:59 to go in our first quarter. Pretty frantic pace so far. Bulldogs on top, 6-2. Keith Wilson will walk it out of backcourt. Working against Ryan Keys. Drives on the left side. Flips it out on top to Eric Hansen between the circles. Hansen double teamed on the right side. Goes to Wilson looking for Brett Johnson, who's posting up. Hansen's pass stolen away by Keys. 1-on-2. Ryan takes it all the way, lays it up and in. Ryan Keys off the turnover, drives and lays it up and in. 8-2, Mount Vernon. 6 points on Tiger turnovers. Hansen, cross court to Wilson, trying to get free. Goes to Eric Hansen. Tigers a little bit panicked here. Matt Linnell looking for an opening, tries to bounce it in, double dribbles. There's the whistle and the call. Double dribble on Burlington Edison, and the Tigers want timeout. Timeout on the court, 5:21 to go, first quarter. Our score, Mount Vernon 8, Burlington Edison 2. We'll pause for 60 seconds.
Imagine the look on the family's face when they open up that 33 years. And with all the changes in banking today, you can still count on Skagit State Bank. Skagit State Bank, continuing the policies of the founding community members. Serve Skagit people with the best in customer service. Be involved in community projects and meet the needs of our business community, be it farming, fishing, or technology. The same philosophy today as 33 years ago. It's really no wonder that Skagit State Bank continues to grow.
Welcome back to Burlington Edison High School. Beautiful backdoor cut by Bill Cornelius, who took a lob from Ryan Keys and laid it up and in. 10-2 Mount Vernon, and the Tigers narrowly avoid a turnover. Darcy Weisner talked to me before the game and said, one thing we need to do, avoid turnovers. Well, 4 Tiger turnovers, 8 Mount Vernon points. 10-2 Mount Vernon, that's the difference. Keith Wilson out of backcourt, looking for help, and goes to Matt Linnell between the circles as the Bulldogs playing a sagging man-to-man. Long shot from the left corner, good. A three-pointer by Brett Johnson. And that comes at a very key time for the Tigers, who are teetering on the edge of being run out of town here in the first quarter. Mark Hendrickson has it between the circles, goes to Cornelius right wing. Bill back to Ryan Keys, drives into the paint, pull up 12-footer, gets banged, no foul. And Wilson with a rebound, as Darcy Weisner says, hold it up a little bit. Wilson up the floor to Brett Johnson on the left wing. Goes out Keith Wilson beyond the three-point arc. 22-footer on the way. Hits the front iron and bounces out of bounds. No good. 4:19 to go first quarter. Mount Vernon on top 10-5. Mike Lane and Alan Williams with you tonight, friends. You're listening to the best in high school basketball and your sports leader in Skagit Valley in Northwest Washington, 1430 KBRC. Coming up on the halfway mark in the first quarter, 10-5 Mount Vernon. Cornelius right elbow. Looking for Ryan Keys, who posts up Linnell. Keys pops out to the free throw line extended, accepts the pass, and gets hacked by Linnell.
I think Mount Vernon went into that zone defense to try and protect Bill Cornelius a little bit. He had 2 quick fouls, and they didn't really want to have to take him out of the ball game. If they're going to stay in that zone defense, Burlington has got to hit those 3-point shots because Mount Vernon's kind of inviting them to take them and sagging inside.
David Garcia checks into the ball game for Mount Vernon, the 5'8 senior point guard. Backdoor pass to Ryan Keys. His shot partially blocked. Keys the rebound. His shot rolls off, no good. Keys goes to the floor. Rebound comes loose. Jared Verrill comes down with it. Outlet to Keith Wilson. To Eric Hansen, right wing, three-pointer off the mark, no good. Cornelius, outlet to Keys, up the floor to Holmes, 2-on-1. Dishes to Hendrickson for the layup. Nice 2-on-1 break by Mount Vernon. Holmes the feed to Hendrickson for the easy 2. The Tigers throw it away. 2-on-1 Mount Vernon break. And Ryan Keys is tomahawked as he puts up a short 8-footer. The shot no good, and Ryan will go to the stripe to shoot 2.
Well, so far the officials have been letting the Tigers get away with a little bit of bumping here against Mount Vernon. I don't really think that it's caused any problems for them. But it looks like they're going to allow them to play a pretty physical game tonight.
Yeah, it looks more like an NBA contest, to be honest, in terms of the amount of physical contact being allowed. So lots of body banging going on so far as Ryan Keys rolls the first free throw around the rim and off, no good. Ryan with 2 points tonight. Mount Vernon on top, 12-5, 3:30 to go first quarter. Ryan's second shot way off the mark, long, no good. Double team in backcourt, but Keith Wilson retains possession of the ball. Up-court pass to Matt Linnell, goes the right side to Verrill. As Wilson posts up against Holmes, puts it up and in. Nice move by Keith Wilson. Good entry pass, and Wilson has 4. The Tigers within 5. Garcia goes behind his back to shake John Best. Dishes down to Mark Hendrickson. Takes 2 steps, lays it up and in. So Hendrickson got away with a little shuffling of his feet there and laid it up and in. Mark was 6. Mount Vernon leading at 14-7. Burlington Edison will inbound as Brett Johnson, his pass hits the backside of the backboard, and on the turnover, Mount Vernon ball underneath their own basket. 3:02 to go. Darcy Weisner, the Tiger coach, shaking his head, can't believe it. Burlington Edison, 6 turnovers so far. Lob pass to Hendrickson. Low block, turnaround 10-footer, no good. Holmes the rebound, no good. Holmes the rebound again, puts it up, good. Troy Holmes with 2 offensive rebounds and finally put it in. Mount Vernon on top, 16-7. Keith Wilson to Brett Johnson, and Johnson, the 6'5 junior, will bring it out of backcourt. John Best to Verrill, 3-pointer right side, no good. Cornelius soars for the rebound. Outlet to Holmes, to Hendrickson, and Mark takes 3 steps and travels. Hendrickson has traveled on a couple of times tonight. First time it's been called. And on the Bulldog turnover, Donnie Kelts will return. And Bill Cornelius will check out. Brett Johnson against backcourt pressure to John Best, back to Johnson. Keith Wilson, double teamed in backcourt, working against Donnie Kelts, who puts a forearm right on his back. As Wilson gets it up the floor to Linnell, back to Best. Linnell fakes, goes down low. Brett Johnson, turnaround 10-footer, up and in. Brett Johnson with 5. The Tigers trail it 16-9. A near steal by John Best. Garcia weaves down the middle. His pass is out of bounds, but a slapping foul called on Brett Johnson.
And they're going to give him 2 on that. I think the official figured that he was going up for the shot, and when he got hit, that's what flipped the ball out of bounds. But I think Garcia was making a pass to Hendrickson.
Pretty liberal interpretation there by one of the officials, a pass all the way. But when you be aggressive and take the ball hard to the basket, good things can happen. David Garcia is a perfect example of that as David steps. Well, now they're going to change it.
I think the other official talked him out of it.
So the Bulldogs will inbound it, rightfully so. No real shot attempt on Garcia's drive. Troy Holmes in the left corner as Hendrickson posts up. Holmes horses his way in, and a good call. Offense on Holmes all the way as he looked like a bull that time, dropped his shoulder and elbowed his way into the key. Player control foul on Troy Holmes, and on the turnover, Tiger basketball, they trail by 7. 1:59 to go, first quarter.
Mount Vernon right now is playing kind of a matchup zone. It's a 1-2-2. They're matching up against Burlington's offense, and they've just extended it out into full court pressure. And then when they drop back, once Burlington gets it across the timeline.
And the Tigers did more than get it across the timeline. They shredded that Mount Vernon press. Great ball movement, and Keith Wilson took a entry pass and laid it up and in. 16-11 Mount Vernon. Donnie Kelts being harassed by Keith Wilson. Nice feed to Troy Holmes. And Holmes open underneath, puts it up and in. 8 points for Holmes. Mount Vernon leads it by 7. Full court Mount Vernon pressure. Brett Johnson's pass stolen away by Keys. Nice feed to Donnie Kelts, who puts it up and in, and he's fouled and has a chance for a 3-point play.
Well, once again, Mount Vernon's total team concept is really showing up here right now. We've had 3 or 4 real good assist feeds inside the guys that were open. They're always looking for the open man. They're not concerned about getting their points as long as the team gets the points.
So Donnie Kelts steps to the stripe. The 6-foot sophomore has a chance to convert a 3-point play as Matt Thurman comes in, and he'll replace Brett Johnson.
The Bulldogs haven't been shooting real well from the foul line. If they're going to make another run at the state title, they're going to have to make sure and get that part of their game nailed down.
So Kelts misses the free throw, a near steal by Ryan Keys, and it looked like Linnell lost it out of bounds. No, they rule Tiger basketball. David Lloyd checked in, not Matt Thurman, as Kelts misses the free throw. Mount Vernon on top, 20-11 inside of 60 seconds to go. Wilson being harassed in backcourt, and a holding foul called on Donnie Kelts.
Yeah, Mount Vernon right now is not doing a real good job in the press. They're not moving their feet. They're trying to do a lot of hand checking. They're trying to draw the foul instead of just moving their feet, cutting off the lanes. The last time when Burlington had the ball, they beat them for an easy lay-in.
So John Best brings the ball across the timeline for the Tigers. Wilson in a high post draws a double team. Back to Wilson, pulls up, lost pass down low to Verrill. He's there, ball knocked away by Hendrickson. Good defense by Mark. Garcia leads the Bulldog break. Garcia weaves into the key and off balance. Kind of a jump hook shot, no good. Best the rebound, stolen away by Keys. Keys' 3-pointer partially blocked, but a holding foul is called on John Best. And I think we're going to have 3 free throw attempts. First time we'll have seen that rule change this year. Let's see. No, well, Yakima is going to rule a non-shooter. Wow, that's pretty unbelievable. No doubt about that one. As Keys obviously trying to attempt the 3 grab, And the official obviously didn't have a good view because that was a no-brainer. Easy call, and he missed it. The Bulldogs with the ball between the circles. Hendrickson high post, takes Verrill to the hole and lays it up in there. Mark Hendrickson, now with 8 points, scores over the shorter Verrill. 22-11 Mount Vernon. Linnell pulls up. His pass stolen away by Kelts. Kelts to Garcia. 4-on-3 break. A pass intended for Hendrickson, deflected out of bounds. Mount Vernon basketball with 8 seconds remaining in our first quarter. Torrey Swanson will check in for David Garcia.
The way Burlington's playing that tough, aggressive man-to-man defense, Mount Vernon is drawing them outside now, and it's leaving Hendrickson and whoever else is underneath open one-on-one, and the Burlington can't match up.
Mark Hendrickson wide open, misses the 17-footer. Tigers the rebound, 2 seconds, 1. There's the buzzer ending our first quarter. We've completed one stanza at Burlington Edison High School. Our score, Mount Vernon 22, Burlington Edison 11. We'll pause for 60 seconds.
Northwest with residential and commercial roofing, siding installation, and skylights. Trust Esri Roofing.
Welcome back to Burlington Edison High School. Mike Lane with Alan Williamson. Alan, let's take a look at those first quarter numbers.
Well, so far Mount Vernon is shooting the ball really well. They've got 11 shots, 11 baskets on 20 attempts. They also have 8 rebounds. Burlington's big stat is that they've got 8 turnovers. I think Mount Vernon's converted on every one of those.
The Tigers trail by 11, bringing it into front court. John Best handling the ball between the circles. Best being guarded by Torrey Swanson as Mount Vernon in a bit of a zone defense here. The Tigers have it. Matt Linnell from the head of the key leaves it short. Holmes the rebound. Outlet to Swanson. 4-on-3 Mount Vernon break. Swanson takes it all the way, dishes it back to Hendrickson. Through Mark's fingertips. And the Tigers with the basketball. John Best into forecourt. 17-footer from the left side, no good. Hendrickson. Outlet to Swanson. Torrey across the midcourt line, being harassed by John Best. Goes left side to Donnie Kelts. Lob down low to Hendrickson. Head and shoulder fake. Nice spin move. Little 8-footer, no good. And Hendrickson called for an over-the-back foul.
Yeah, Mark seems to be having a little bit of trouble finding the hoop here. According to what Mac Frazier told me earlier in the week, Mark had a little trouble finding the basket in the second half of the Seaholm game too. You know, that's for some teams that might be a problem, but Mount Vernon has enough good shooters that I think they can compensate.
Burlington Edison with the ball and moving it very slowly out of backcourt. Good Mount Vernon pressure. Finally, John Best finds the seam, drives all the way to the free throw line extended, and his 15-footer rolls around the rim and drops. 22-13, Mount Vernon leading the Tigers by 9. Bulldogs quickly into front court. Ryan Keys to Mark Hendrickson in the low blocks. Now Mark is double teamed. Go right back to Hendrickson. Draws a double team as Ryan fires a three-pointer way off the mark. Hit glass and no rim. And Jared Verrill comes down with a rebound. Outlet to John Best, who walks it across the midcourt line. Best looking for Keith Wilson. He gets it at the high post, draws a double team. Best handling the ball between the circles, dribbling left to right around the three-point arc. Best has it. Pass to Keith Wilson. His shot partially blocked. Brett Johnson pull up 12-footer from the baseline. No good. Battle for the rebound. Kelts. Long up-court pass to Torrey Swanson. Goes right through Torrey's fingertips out of bounds. The Bulldogs turn it over. 6:20 to go in the first half. Mount Vernon on top, 22-13. Reviewing our scoring so far, Ryan Keys with 2 for Mount Vernon. Mark Hendrickson, 8. Bill Cornelius, 2. Troy Holmes, 8. Donnie Kelts, 2. For Burlington Edison, as they bring the ball into front court, Keith Wilson with 6. Brett Johnson, 5. And John Best, 2. Shot from the left side, no good. Ryan Keys, the rebound. Outlet to David Garcia. Garcia bounce pass to Holmes in the low blocks. Little turnaround, 8-footer, no good. Hendrickson, the offensive rebound, puts it up and in. Mark Hendrickson with 10 as the Bulldogs lead it by 11. 24-13. John Best handling the ball in backcourt, draws a double team, bounce pass across the midcourt line to David Lloyd. Brett Johnson has it, pull up off balance, 8-footer air ball, and Jared Verrill is called for an over-the-top foul as Ryan Keys controlled the rebound, and Verrill blocked out, just hacked Ryan from the backside.
That's Aaron Murphy-Varney that's in there right now. He's the guy that just grabbed the rebound. He and Ryan look a lot alike.
So Mac Frazier going to his bench liberally, and why not? He's got a lot of talented players on this Bulldog squad. Mount Vernon leading it by 11 points, 5:47 to go in our second period as Murphy-Varney steps to the stripe to shoot 1-1.
Ryan Keys has been having a little bit of trouble finding that three-point range. Mac Frazier hasn't been concerned about it, but he says that Ryan's not on his normal shooting percentage.
And Murphy-Varney puts in the free throw. Mount Vernon with their biggest lead of the ball game, 25-13. 5:47 to go in our first half. Aaron's second shot on the way and perfect. Murphy Varney with 2 as Mount Vernon doubles the Tigers 26-13. Brett Johnson up court to Keith Wilson. Splits 2 Mount Vernon defenders, but has the ball stripped out of his hands. Hendrickson, the long up court pass to Troy Holmes. He rolls it up, no good, and he's hammered by a Tiger from behind. And a rebound foul is called on Mount Vernon. Well, that's one of those instances when they missed the first one and caught the second one because Holmes was hammered from behind, but the Bulldogs called for a rebound foul.
Yeah, he had an easy lay in there and got pushed from behind, and that's what caused him to miss the shot.
5 minutes, 32 seconds to go in our first half. Our officials, Marty Lopez and Hap Thackemer, and they're getting a workout tonight, friends, because both teams are really moving the ball up and down the floor at a pretty frantic pace. Keith Wilson slowly working the ball against full-court Bulldog pressure. John Best has it now. John across the midcourt stripe, and Keith Wilson, pressured by the Mount Vernon defense, loses it out of bounds right in front of the Bulldog bench. Darcy Weisner said, well, his team needed to avoid turnovers. Well, they haven't. They committed 8 turnovers in the first quarter, and we just had one right there. Ryan Keyes gets a screen from Mark Hendrickson, drives the baseline, sets up Troy Holmes. Holmes misses. Mark Hendrickson doesn't. Mark comes down the middle and tips it in left-handed. Mark with 12, Mount Vernon a 15-point lead. Best quickly into forecourt. David Lloyd puts it up, partially blocked, no good. Jared Verrill with the follow, and Verrill gets his first hoop of the night. 28-15 Mount Vernon. David Garcia cruises into forecourt. Bounce pass here to Murphy Varney, goes to Ryan Keyes. His little off-balance attempt, his shot is stripped away. Wilson takes it all the way, draws contact, no foul. Ball tapped up, no good. Hendrickson the rebound, outlet to Garcia, 2-on-1 break. Garcia back to Holmes, he puts it up. Basket goes in, but traveling is called on Holmes. Holmes, the trailer, coming right down the gut, took 3 steps, whistled for traveling as Chad Wires checks in, and he'll replace, let's see, Ryan Keyes will come out. So the Bulldog quintet, Aaron Murphy, Varney, Chad Wires, David Garcia, Mark Hendrickson, and Troy Holmes. For the Tigers, Brett Johnson, who inbounds to John Best, with Keith Wilson, David Lloyd, and Jared Verrill. Mount Vernon on top by 13 as Lloyd up court to John Best, who has the ball 28 feet from the basket on the right side. Looking to go inside. Keith Wilson double team, lobs to Brett Johnson, who forces a pass inside. Ball stripped away from Verrill. A steal by Murphy Varney. Up court to Wires. Wires takes it all the way, and his layup is short. But the foul is called on John Best, and he'll go to the stripe to shoot 2.
Well, it looks like the officials are going to allow a lot of contact tonight. They've been letting it go at both ends. I'm not sure that that's the best thing that could happen for Mount Vernon, because that kind of plays into Burlington's hands.
And the other thing, though, I guess, is it'll teach the players to develop concentration and play through contact, because there's certainly been a lot on both ends so far tonight, as Wires sights in for his first free throw and leaves it long. Now, one thing the Mount Vernon Bulldogs can hope for is that this is not a close contest, because they have really struggled from the free throw line. Wires set his second one on the way. He misses badly, hits the back iron, no good, and Brett Johnson comes down with a rebound. 28-15 Mount Vernon. Inside of 4 minutes to go. David Lloyd on the left side. Pass out to Keith Wilson as Brett Johnson sets up in the high post. Now reverses down to the low block. John Best handling between the circles. Best looking as Garcia checks in. Lloyd forces a pass in and stolen away by the Bulldogs. And the Bulldogs will return the favor by throwing it right back to the Tigers. And then John Best fumbles the ball out of bounds. So 3 turnovers within 6 seconds. And Mount Vernon will own the basketball with 3:38 to go in the first half.
And both teams look like they're, really trying to push it a little bit here. They've had quite a few turnovers. Mount Vernon's had 9. Burlington's had 12 already.
Chad Wires with the basketball. Hands to David Garcia. David wheels into the key. A 12-foot leaner, no good. Verrill with a rebound. Nearly has it stolen by Holmes, but gets his outlet pass to Keith Wilson. Wilson slows up as David Garcia awaits him as he crosses the midcourt line. Eric Hansen is in for the Tigers. Eric has it between the circles, goes to Matt Linnell. Linnell drives on the left side, goes to Keith Wilson. A shot from the left side off the mark. Wires outlet to Mark Hendrickson. Leads a 3-on-2 Bulldog break. Goes to Troy Holmes. Troy's layup rolls off, but he's hammered on the attempt. And Holmes will go to the stripe to shoot 2.
You know, that was a good point you made before. Mount Vernon's going to have, well, both Mount Vernon and Burlington are going to have to get used to shooting with a little bit of pressure on them and maybe even a little bit of contact because, you know, you get down to that state tournament and sometimes those officials will do just the same thing. They'll let the game play.
So the Mount Vernon Bulldogs with what I expect will be many of their free throw chances still to come here in tonight's contest. Holmes sights in and the ball popcorns out, no good. So Troy Holmes misses from the free throw stripe. That's really the only negative you could find in the Bulldog game tonight. They played great full court defense, rebounded very well, and shot the lights out from the field. As Holmes hits one of 2 free throws, Mount Vernon with a 14-point cushion. They slap a double team on right away, and Hansen barely gets the pass away. Matt Thurman has checked in for the Tigers, and out on the left side, high post pass to Brett Johnson, goes low, blocks to Jared Barrell, shoots an air ball from 8. Chad Wires the rebound across the midcourt stripe, pulls up at the head of the key, goes to David Garcia, who holds one finger up, signaling a play, as Thurman comes out, strips it right out of Cornelius' hands, but Mark Hendrickson retrieves. Hendrickson's pass to Troy Holmes in the low blocks is deflected out of bounds, and Mount Vernon retains possession as Mac Frazier, the Mount Vernon coach, standing up in front of his team bench, shouting instructions. Holmes inbounds to Bill Cornelius. Bill on the left arc outside the three-point line goes to Troy Holmes as a head and shoulder fake. Very nice move by Holmes. He got the Tiger defender airborne and then banked it off the glass and in. 31-15 Mount Vernon. Bulldogs in command with a 16-point cushion coming up on the 2-minute mark to go in our first half. Matt Linnell has it. Out between the circles, Matt Thurman holding. Goes to Linnell. Linnell working the ball, looking for an opening in the Bulldog defense. Matt Thurman trying to direct traffic and get a teammate to post up. Brett Johnson does with the free throw line extended. Now gets the pass. Little turnaround 10-footer is good. So Brett Johnson posted up, got the pass, and hit a little 10-foot jump shot. 31-17 Mount Vernon. David Garcia wheels into front court, goes to Troy Holmes between the circles. Holmes drives all the way, lays it up and in. Troy Holmes, who was a guard last year, now a forward, made a nice one-on-one move, whipped by Jared Barrell, and took it in and put it in. 33-17 Mount Vernon. They lead it by 16. Linnell double team, gets it away to Eric Hansen, goes out on top to Matt Thurman. Thurman has the ball stolen away by Garcia. Garcia to Cornelius. He drives baseline, and an offensive foul is called. Oh, my. Well, the official saw something I didn't see as Cornelius took it strong to the baseline and is called for an offensive foul.
Well, usually when you get an offensive foul, the defensive guy has to be set. That defensive guy was still running, so it's pretty hard to see where there was an offensive foul.
I think the official thought that Cornelius had pushed off with his elbow, trying to slide along the baseline. Apparently that one was called. Number 3 on Cornelius, as Matt Thurman handles between the circles in front court. Thurman goes in the right corner to Jared Verrill. An entry pass to Brett Johnson. Holmes comes from the backside and makes contact. I think the foul is on Troy Holmes. We'll wait the official signal. Yeah, 33, Troy Holmes called for the foul. That's Holmes' second. And stepping to the stripe to shoot 1-and-1 is Brett Johnson. Johnson with 7 points tonight. The Tigers with just 6 points here in the second quarter.
Sometimes a team can really be taken out of their game plan, you know, if somebody's playing real physical and the officials are letting it go. It appears to be a little bit, you know, right now that Mount Vernon is somewhat getting rattled. Although they still have a 15-point lead, they don't seem to be handling the bumping too well.
Brett Johnson makes both. 33-19 Mount Vernon. With a minute to go in our first half. David Garcia, nice pass to Mark Hendrickson. A little turnaround 12-footer, no good. Thurman the rebound. Spins past Chad Wires, and Wires strips it away to Garcia. 2-on-2. Garcia, a fall-away left-hander, no good, but David drew the foul and earns 2 free throws. So David Garcia, little reverse move there, falling away, flipped up a 10-foot left-hander, did not make the shot, but drew the foul, and will go to the free throw line to shoot 2.
You know, Burlington has had some pretty good shots here. They've been getting the ball into the open guy, but they've been shooting off balance. I think they're a little bit worried about the intimidation of Mark Hendrickson inside, and they really haven't taken the time to get set or get their shoulders squared to the basket.
David Garcia's first free throw hits the rim and bounces away, no good. Garcia will try and make one of two. Mount Vernon with a 14-point lead. 33-19, 49 seconds. Garcia misses two. The Tigers with a rebound. Thurman, outlet to Hanson, to Linnell, to Brett Johnson. Sights up, shot from the left side, no good. Scramble for the rebound, batted out of bounds. And Tiger basketball with 38 seconds remaining in our first half. Mount Vernon led at 22-11 at the end of one quarter. They've led by as many as 16 as Mac Frazier has played nearly his entire roster here in the first half. A couple of players still to come, and I'm sure that we'll see them before the night is out. Eric Hansen will inbounds the basketball for Burlington Edison. Bounce pass to Linnell. A shot from the right corner is good. Matt Linnell hits the jump shot from the right corner. 33-21, 30 seconds to go. Garcia glides into forecourt with Eric Hansen trying to strip the ball away at his hip. Mark Hendrickson holds the ball near the midcourt line. Hands off to David Garcia. The Bulldogs are going to run a little bit of a weave here. Take time off the clock. They nearly throw it away. Aaron Murphy-Varney has it. Goes to Steve Bertelson, who's in the ball game. Goes to Chad Wires. Wires between the circles at 8 seconds. Drives all the way and puts it up in the air. Nice move by Chad Wires. His first two. 1 second. A 40-footer is short at the buzzer. And with Mount Vernon leading 35-21 at the end of the second quarter, we'll go to Guy Ovanell, and Guy will have some comments from Mount Vernon coach Mac Frazier. So we'll wait for Guy to talk to Mount Vernon coach Mac Frazier. Guy, take it away.
Well, Mike, I would like to pass your way. I got a call from Andy, and at the end of the first quarter in the girls' game, Mount Vernon is leading 25-7 over Burlington.
Well, apparently we're having technical difficulties, and we'll front court. Holmes inbounds to Hendrickson, back to Holmes. Ryan Keys in the right corner to David Garcia. Troy Holmes sets up in the high post. There he has the ball stolen away by Eric Hansen. Pass over here to Donnie Keltz. Keltz, head and shoulder fake, 15-footer. Bounces, doesn't go. Hendrickson keeps the ball alive and taps it out of bounds. Tiger basketball.
A good job by Hendrickson there of not going over the back. He used his height to good advantage and just got his hands up, but couldn't quite get a hold of the ball.
So Mount Vernon on top by 14 again. Pressure in backcourt. A lob pass up to Eric Hansen. Has it stripped away by Keys. Hendrickson with a steal. Hendrickson leads a 3-on-2 break. Back to Mark from Keys. He lays it up, rolls off, no good. Matt Linnell with a rebound. Outlet to Keith Wilson. Wilson will slow it down and now bring it out of backcourt. So the Tigers need to protect the basketball first and foremost. They get it back to Wilson. High post, turnaround jump from 14, no good. Keltz the rebound. Donnie Keltz, outlet pass to David Garcia, and David travels with the basketball in backcourt. Tiger basketball. The Tigers have had several opportunities here, Allen, but once again, that first half bugaboo, lots of turnovers has really hurt them.
Yeah, it's coming back at them. Against the caliber of team like Mount Vernon, you can't afford those turnovers. It's going to cost you points.
Burlington Edison has the ball on the right side. Jared Verrill to Eric Hansen. Matt Linnell sights up three-pointer, not open. Keith Wilson beyond the three-point arc on the left side, and a foul is called on one of the Bulldogs. Let's wait and see who's whistled for the foul.
I think it's Troy Holmes. Troy not playing real smart that time. He was behind the guy, and he tried to reach over the top and tap the ball. Even if you don't make contact, officials are going to call that just on the looks of it.
Inbounds pass to Brett Johnson beyond the three-point arc. A return pass nearly stolen away. Jared Verrill, 8-foot jumper, rolls off, no good. Hendrickson skies for the rebound. Mark, outlet pass to David Garcia. Garcia across the midcourt stripe. Garcia handling the basketball. Backdoor pass to Donnie Keltz. Keltz saves it in. Little jump shot by Troy Holmes from 6. Rolls off, no good. And Mark Hendrickson called for a rebound foul. Mark Hendrickson whistled for a foul as the fans return from the concession stand, a near-capacity house here at Burlington Edison High School tonight. Mount Vernon on top, 35-21. We played 1:24 in the second half. Neither team able to muster any points. Keith Wilson has the ball in the right corner, goes to Brett Johnson. Johnson to John Best. Best throws a pass that fortunately reached the fingertips of Keith Wilson, nearly stolen away. Matt Linnell out near the midcourt line. Great Mount Vernon defense has totally forced the Tigers out of any offensive rhythm. Three-pointer by Linnell, good. Matt Linnell got frustrated. The fact nothing seemed to work, says, forget it, I'll shoot it. Fired from 24 and buried it. Three-pointer by Matt Linnell, and the Tigers are within 11.
It looks like the officials have decided they better tighten up the game a little bit. They've called some fouls here that in the first half wouldn't have been close to a foul. So, they may have decided that maybe there's a little too much contact in that first half.
Well, and that makes it really tough on a player. I would agree they need to tighten it up a bit. But, boy, that makes it tough. There's been lots of banging. Then they come out in the second half, and then they blow a whistle at minimum contact. As Hendrickson posts up, turn around 10-footer over Johnson, no good. The ball tapped last by Jared Verrill in the rebound scramble, and it will be Mount Vernon basketball. Let's look at the schedule tonight. Other Northwest League boys games. Cedar Woolley, co-leaders in the Northwest League, is at Anacortes, Seaholm and Ferndale, and Stanwood at Arlington, and those games are just reversed for the girls' schedule. Nice backdoor cut by Keys. He puts it up and in, and the basket will count as Jared Verrill is called for a blocking foul.
A real good pass by David Garcia that time. He saw that the defender was overplaying Keys and threw the ball as Keys was making his move, and Keys broke in and got the basket.
Mount Vernon on top by 13, and Ryan Keys trying to convert the three-point play. Does. Ryan puts it in as Mount Vernon makes a free throw, and they lead at 38-24. Full Bulldog court pressure as Garcia steals it away from Linnell, but a little too much contact. Linnell very fortunate because he was really in trouble. He turned and gave Garcia a great lane down the left sideline in front of the Mount Vernon bench to strip it away, and David did just that. Got a little bit too much contact. John Best will bring it out of backcourt for the Tigers. 5.5 minutes to go. You're listening to high school basketball on 1430 KBRC in Mount Vernon. Brett Johnson between the circles goes low post to Jared Verrill, and a nice move against Hendrickson as Jared Verrill pops it up and in. 4 points for Verrill. Mount Vernon on top by 12. Garcia into forecourt, gets a screen from Aaron Murphy-Varney. Murphy-Varney at the high post against Verrill, makes a move into the paint. Nearly travels, goes to Kelt's free throw line extended, dishes to Hendrickson. Little spin move and lays it up and in. Mark Hendrickson with his first two for the second half, 14 in the ball game, which is the Mount Vernon lead. Burlington quickly up the floor. Keith Wilson drives, takes it all the way. Runs into Hendrickson, misses the shot, no foul either way. Apparently, Garcia quickly into forecourt, goes to Ryan Keys, drives baseline, dishes back to Murphy-Varney, 15-footer is good. Aaron Murphy-Varney, a wide-open 15-footer. Bulldogs lead it by 16 points as John Best gets double-teamed in backcourt. Upcourt pass to Linnell to Jared Verrill, right side beyond the three-point arc. Goes to John Best between the circles. Return pass to Linnell. Verrill posts up against Hendrickson. Head and shoulder fake. Initiates the contact, leaves his shot short. Garcia gets the outlet pass from Hendrickson, quickly into forecourt, goes over to Kelt's left corner, posts up to Hendrickson. Hendrickson, turnaround 10-footer, rolls off, no good. Wilson, outlet to Best. Best quickly up the floor, goes to Linnell, three-pointer, 21 feet left side, around the rim and off, no good. Garcia, outlet, spin dribble in the front court. David handling, goes to Ryan Keys, three-pointer right side, way off the mark, no good. Verrill the rebound. Hands to Keith Wilson. 4 minutes to go, third quarter. Bulldogs up by 16. Wilson to John Best, right side beyond the three-point arc. Brett Johnson posts up at the free throw line, extended backdoor cut. They go to Wilson, right corner, 17-footer, good. Keith Wilson hits the 17-foot jump shot. Wilson with 8 in the ball game. Mount Vernon with a 14-point lead.
Burlington's doing a good job of getting the ball inside. Hendrickson's playing it real smart, though. He's not taking any chances and picking up another foul.
Murphy-Varney gets the pass at the free throw line extended, drives into the paint. His shot from 10, no good. Johnson outlet to Linnell, drives, lays it up and in. Matt Linnell with a fast break bucket, and the Tigers have come within 12. Timeout on the court. 3:20 to go, our third quarter. Our score, Mount Vernon 42, Burlington Edison 30. We'll pause for 60 seconds. Welcome back to Burlington Edison High School. Mike Lane and Alan Williams with you tonight, friends. Mount Vernon's lead has been trimmed to 12, 42-30 with 3 minutes to go in our third quarter. Now let's see if the Bulldogs answer this Tiger spurt. Hendrickson high post, dishes it to David Garcia, fires a 15-footer that's off the mark, and Keith Wilson comes down with a carom. Wilson across the midcourt line goes to John Best, right side. Lob pass down low, stolen away by Hendrickson. Mark leads a 3-on-2 break. Pulls up, free throw line extended. Goes to Bill Cornelius. He's hacked from the backside by Keith Wilson. And Bill Cornelius will step to the stripe to shoot two.
The Mount Vernon shooting touch seems to have left them there a little bit. They're having trouble putting the ball in the hoop. But they don't seem to be panicking at all. They're still getting their good shots. They're still taking them. Sooner or later they're going to drop.
So Bill Cornelius, who's been hampered by foul trouble tonight, Bill with 2, has 3 personal fouls. The 6'5 senior steps to the charity stripe, sights in, and leaves it short. So Mount Vernon has had kind of a universal problem of putting free throws in tonight, and Bill will try and make 1 of 2. The 6'5 senior, a terrific high jumper, puts the second shot up and in. Cornelius hits the second one. Mount Vernon leads it by 13. John Best, up-court pass to Jared Verrill just across the midcourt line. Jared takes 2 dribbles and now looks for help. Returns the basketball to John Best, goes to Matt Linnell, left side beyond the three-point arc. Looking for a cutter. John Best open in the left corner. Brett Johnson gets it and slides down the middle and puts it up and in. Brett Johnson now with 11 as the Tigers pull within 11. That's as close as they've been since the end of the first quarter. Hendrickson, high post. Bulldogs trying to cut around into the basket. Ryan Keys gets a pass to Hendrickson. Mark takes 3 steps and is called for traveling. Good call there. Good defense by the Tigers. As Hendrickson tried to thread his way to the basket, the Tigers impeded his progress, and Mark took 3 steps and was whistled for the violation. Tigers can cut it under 10. Full court Bulldog pressure, and they steal it. Johnson, however, retrieves the basketball up court to Linnell, 2-on-1. Linnell bounce pass to Verrill, head and shoulder fake, and he lays it in. Here come the Tigers. They've cut it to 9. 2 minutes to go, third quarter. Fasten your seatbelts. We could have a fantastic finish. Mount Vernon up by 9. Garcia takes it all the way, running one-hander, and Garcia answers. The Bulldogs senior point guard drives it all the way and puts it up and in. Mount Vernon steals the inbounds pass. Keys fires a 3, leaves it short. Cornelius McCarron leaves it short. Hendrickson leaves it short. He follows, lays it in. So Mount Vernon strikes back with 4 quick points after the Tigers had cut it within 9. And that's what you do if you're a championship caliber team. Your opponent makes a strong run at you, you come right back strong. Mount Vernon 4 quick points, lead it by 13. 1:39 to go in our third quarter. Brett Johnson inbounds to Eric Hansen, double teamed in the left corner. Up-court pass nearly stolen away. Wilson across the midcourt line, batted out of his hands. Hendrickson with a steal. Up-court to Keys to Cornelius. He misses his shot. And a whistle and a foul. It's blocking on Eric Hansen.
Well, Mount Vernon's showing their true poise and championship caliber here. Like you said, Burlington was really putting a run on them. And Mount Vernon just stayed calm, made a few key plays, a couple of picks, and put themselves right back up in the ballgame.
So Mount Vernon capitalizing on a couple of errant Tiger passes to give themselves opportunity to put 4 quick points on the scoreboard. They've scored 4 in a row. They lead it by 13, make that 14, as Bill Cornelius hits the first free throw.
I'm sure one thing that helped, too, is the confidence that Cornelius is back in the game. He's a big, important factor as far as the rebounding and shooting, and that was probably a key in their plays.
Cornelius hits 2. Bulldogs back up by 15. They've run off 6 straight points. Matt Linnell in backcourt, trying to beat a double team. Bounce pass to Keith Wilson just over the midcourt stripe. Inside a minute 20 to go in our third quarter. Wilson cross court to Hansen. Lob pass to Verrill, working against Hendrickson. Head and shoulder fake. He forces it up and leaves it short. Hendrickson clears the rebound outlet to Garcia, who glides into forecourt. Pass down in the low blocks to Troy Holmes. Stripped away. Ball still loose in the middle of the key. Holmes gets it. Batted out of his hands. Cornelius saves it into Holmes, who knocks over a Tiger. And an offensive foul is called on Troy Holmes.
Troy definitely dropped his shoulder, but that was a pretty good job of acting by the Burlington player, too.
Well, that's the way it usually works. A little bit of contact and a little bit of acting, and that'll usually get you a player control call. According to my unofficial numbers, that's 4 fouls on Holmes. Holmes comes to the bench. Aaron Murphy-Varney checks in for Mount Vernon. With 56 seconds left in the third quarter, Bulldogs up by 15. Brett Johnson working it slowly up the floor. Gives to Matt Linnell to Eric Hansen. The Tigers get it into forecourt. Pass to Keith Wilson, high post. Wilson to Hansen. To Brett Johnson, goes to Linnell. Linnell fakes the three-pointer, doesn't take it. Verrill's entry pass to Brett Johnson, posted up low, is batted out of bounds. 38 seconds left to go in the third quarter. Bulldogs up by 15. The Tigers cut it to 9, 43-34, but Mount Vernon has owned it since then. Verrill horses it up and in over Mark Hendrickson. Strong move to the hoop by Jared Verrill, who has 4 points in the quarter, 6 points in the game. Tigers within 13 points. Hendrickson between the circles with 22 seconds to go. Aaron Murphy-Varney has it between the circles, dribbling the ball, looking for Cornelius on a backdoor cut. Gets it to Keys on a cut right down the middle of the key, and a holding foul called at the free throw line extended. I think it's going to go against Matt Linnell. Well, that's what Marty Lopez indicates. It's holding on Matt Linnell, as Ryan Keys made a nice cut at the free throw line, beat Linnell, and Linnell just grabbed him to avoid giving up the layup.
Yeah, well, just a couple of seconds earlier, Bill Cornelius had made a cut, and Mark Hendrickson had turned his back and missed him for an easy lay-in. But Burlington is really overplaying, and Mount Vernon is going to have to use that back door to get open.
Nate Andrews checks in for the first time. 12 seconds to go in the third quarter. Mount Vernon on top, 49-36. Murphy-Varney with 8. Hendrickson high post. Head and shoulder fake. Pull up 10-footer on the way. Rolls off no good. Linnell the rebound. 2, 1. And before he can launch a shot, the clock sounds, ending the third quarter. We've completed 3 periods here at Burlington Edison High School. Our score, Mount Vernon 49. Burlington Edison 36. We'll pause.
Burlington, that score is 31-15.
Thank you for that scoring update, Roxanne. The Mount Vernon girls leading the Tiger girls 31-15 in Mount Vernon. Underway in the fourth quarter, the Tigers with possession. They get a pass in the low blocks to Brett Johnson. Great backdoor cut by Bill, and a sensational pass by Johnson, who was triple teamed. And the end result, a basket by Jared Verrill, 49-38 Mount Vernon. As the Tigers cut it to 11, Ryan Keys, a strong move to the hoop. His lay-in attempt is no good. Hendrickson's tip is no good. Hendrickson gets it back as Aaron Murphy-Varney corrals the rebound, and Mark Hendrickson puts it up and in. Hendrickson now with 18 points on the night. Bulldogs up by 13. 7 minutes to go in the ball game. Keith Wilson into forecourt, 4 to the Tigers. Bounce pass to Brett Johnson in the left corner beyond the three-point arc, looking for the cutter. They go to Keith Wilson as the Tigers work the ball, trying to get a good shot. Eric Hansen between the circles goes to Brett Johnson. Verrill posts up, return pass to Hansen, 15-footer bounces, doesn't go. Cornelius soars for a strong rebound. Outlet to David Garcia, sprint dribble into forecourt, goes between his legs, head of the key. Looking for Cornelius right side, his pass nearly stolen away. It's tipped by Eric Hansen, and Murphy-Varney retrieves it in backcourt. Aaron walks it across the timeline, gives it to Ryan Keys as Hendrickson steps out to the head of the key. Goes to Aaron Murphy-Varney as the Bulldogs will try and post up Ryan Keys, but they turn the ball over as Cornelius lost the pass over the end line. 6:31 to go in the ball game. You're listening to high school basketball on your sports leader, 1430 KBRC. Mike Lane and Alan Williams with you tonight, friends. Our last broadcast here in 1991. We'll rejoin you in the new year, 1992, on January the 3rd. A double team there by the Bulldogs just across the midcourt line, and Keith Wilson under pressure called a timeout. However, we'll keep it right here with Mount Vernon leading it by 13 with 6:18 to go in the ball game. Well, Alan, the Tigers have done a better job of taking care of the basketball in the second half, except for that one flurry when they cut it within 9, and then they promptly turned it over 2 of their next 3 possessions, and Mount Vernon kicked it out to a 15-point lead.
Yeah, Burlington has only committed 3 turnovers this half, which is a lot better than they were doing in the first half. They're also shooting a lot better. They're squaring up, getting good shots, and taking them. They're 9 for 15 in the second half. But seems like every time they start to make a move at Mount Vernon's poise and talent shows back up. They turn the heat up a little bit and cause a turnover or make a good pass or whatever and pump the lead back up into double figures.
Well, let's face it, the Tigers have done a very nice job tonight, really staying right in the thick of things. A near-capacity house here at Burlington Edison High School, because I've talked to some people who say Mount Vernon, well, they could be the best basketball team in the state, bar classification, because they have 4 starters back from their title team last winter. Eric Hansen has it beyond the three-point arc, goes to Keith Wilson. Ryan Keys right in his face. Brett Johnson has it as Verrill posts up. A near steal by Garcia. Tigers taking lots of time to find a shot due to the Mount Vernon defense as Verrill misses a fall-away jump shot with Hendrickson right in his face. And David Garcia runs over Eric Hansen, but a blocking foul called on Hansen. He tried to draw the charge, just didn't slide over in time to get the good defensive position required.
Yeah, most times if you're moving, and then you try and get set, the official's going to call it on the defense anyway.
Inside of 6 minutes to go, we'll have a post-game guest, one of the Mount Vernon players. David Garcia, high post to Hendrickson, threads his way between 2 defenders, and Mark puts it up and in. Mark Hendrickson with a couple, 53-38 Bulldogs. Eric Hansen beats David Garcia. Cross-court bounce pass to Keith Wilson. They finally beat the 10-second count. Pass nearly stolen away. Verrill down low to Brett Johnson, who loses it. And the ball touches the sideline, and on the turnover, Mount Vernon basketball with 5:26 to go in the ball game.
Well, Mount Vernon's turned up the defensive pressure. They're really putting pressure on the ball just as it's coming across the half-court line, and that's causing Burlington some trouble.
Aaron Murphy-Varney brings it across the midcourt line, goes to Mark Hendrickson, who dishes to David Garcia. Shot from the left perimeter is no good. Rebound foul, Ryan Keys. A little push off as he hustled to try and grab that carom. And Burlington Edison will inbound the basketball on the far end of the floor. Mount Vernon leading it 53-38. The Bulldogs well on their way to their 6th consecutive victory of the season. The Tigers, if they're unable to come back, would drop to 2-4. Another Bulldog steal, 3-on-2 break. Keys takes it all the way, and Ryan puts it up and in. A triple team just across the midcourt line resulted in a steal and an easy basket. Ryan Keys laying it up. 17-point Mount Vernon lead, their biggest cushion of the ball game, as they're really turning up the defensive pressure. Verrill to Brett Johnson, double team. A fall away 12-footer is good. Brett Johnson with a tough shot, but he put it in. 55-40 Mount Vernon. Aaron Murphy-Varney brings the ball across the timeline as the green-clad Bulldogs headed towards their 6th win of the season. Ryan Keys beats Linnell, takes it all the way to the basket. His shot is off the mark, but Ryan earns 2 free throws, and he'll go to the stripe to shoot 2.
You know, probably the only 2 things that Mount Vernon has not done well tonight are shoot the 3-pointers and shoot the foul shots. And I'm sure that those are 2. I know that the foul shooting is one area that Mac Frazier is concerned about, and I don't think he's too worried about the 3-pointers right now because it's still real early in the season.
Ryan Keys, the junior guard, sights in and puts it in. Ryan Keys with 6 points in the ball game. Ryan, a terrific perimeter shooter. He really hasn't had the hot hand yet this year, but I'm sure that will come. He misses his second shot. Keith Wilson quickly across the midcourt line. Fires the 3-pointer. Over the rim, no good. Cornelius, the rebound. Outlet to Aaron Murphy-Varney, who glides into front court. Bulldogs with a 16-point cushion. 4 minutes to go in the game. Murphy-Varney, a one-on-one move on Verrill. And a nice job by Murphy-Varney as the junior takes it to the hole and puts it in. 18-point Mount Vernon lead, their biggest. 58-40. Double team on John Best. Steps through, nearly travels. Verrill drives hard to the basket and puts it up over Cornelius and in. Jared Verrill gets 2. 58-42. Long pass to Hendrickson, and Mark free for the easy lay-in. Hendrickson with another hoop. 6 in the fourth quarter, 10 in the second half, and 22 in the ball game for the 6'9 senior. 60-42 Mount Vernon. They equal their biggest lead of the ball game as someone switches off the lights at the north end of the Burlington Edison High School gymnasium. Well, that'll cool off your shooting in a hurry as the officials send the 2 teams to the sidelines. Well, I remember a game a couple of years ago as a district those in the stands as we take a long look whenever a Mount Vernon fan makes an early exit to make sure everything is still plugged in. And now the lights are nearly up to full power, and here they come. So hopefully we'll be able to get the game underway with 3 minutes and 30 seconds to go in the ball game. Yeah, now we're up to full power. The Seattle Supersonics, well, they've recovered after losing 4 straight on the road. They've won back-to-back games at home. They'll try and make it 3 in a row tomorrow night. It's going to be a tough one as they take on the Golden State Warriors. The Sonics with home court wins earlier this week over the Los Angeles Clippers, 116-99 and 119-106 over the Denver Nuggets last night. Now back to the high school basketball as the Tigers get it in. Jared Verrill has it high post. Verrill double teamed, has the ball stolen away by Keys. 2-on-2 break. Keys takes it all the way. And nice defense by Keith Wilson, who stuck a hand in there as Ryan tried to put it up and batted it out of bounds. So Bulldog basketball underneath their own basket. 3:16 to go in the ball game. Mount Vernon on top, 60-42. Mike Lane and Alan Williams with you on your Sports Leader 1430 KBRC. Cornelius gets the inbounds, goes to Garcia. Aaron Murphy-Varney handling the point duties. High post to Hendrickson. Backdoor cut by Keys. Hendrickson faces up now, kicks it back out to Murphy Varney between the circles. Man-to-man defense by the Tigers. They trail by 18. Keys leaves it for Hendrickson between the circles to Murphy Varney as the Bulldogs take some time off the clock, showing their patience and looking for a good shot. Ryan Keys threads his way past one of the Tigers, has the ball stripped away. The Tigers on a bit of a fast break. Verrill to John Best, baseline jumper, up and in. John Best scores his second basket of the night, 60-44 Mount Vernon. David Garcia across the timeline, goes to Murphy Varney to Ryan Keys, drives hard, draws contact, and commits an offensive foul. Brett Johnson there for the player control call. And it was a tough call, but Ryan whistled for the offensive foul. On the turnover, Tiger basketball. 2:32 to go in the ball game. Who knows if the Tigers could hit a couple of threes, they might make things interesting yet. John Best dribbles right into a double team, escapes the Bulldog defensive pressure, gets it out to one of his teammates who returns it to Keith Wilson. David Lloyd handling, goes to Best. He misses a shot from the left corner. Wilson with the offensive rebound. Nice spin move. The shot is short. Scramble in the left corner. Verrill has it, beats a double team, lays it up no good. Verrill with a great offensive rebound, lays it up no good. Tigers stay tough. Lloyd retrieves it in the left corner. Wilson, three-pointer, no good. Battle for the rebound, touched last by Lloyd, and Bulldog basketball. But all credit to the Tigers, much shorter, and they did a great job on the offensive glass. Not their fault, they just missed 4 shots in a row. So great effort by the Tigers, who have played at full tilt from opening buzzer to the final 2 minutes here. So great credit to the Tigers for the way they played tonight.
Yeah, they just out-hustled Mount Vernon on that last series. It almost looked like Mount Vernon was getting a little tired and kind of sitting on their lead. You can't afford to do that in any kind of a ball game.
And the ball poked loose, and Mark Hendrickson retrieves a loose ball underneath the basket, and Mark with an unguarded two-handed jam. 24 for Hendrickson. The Bulldogs lead by 20 points, and a three-pointer from the left corner as the Tigers take timeout, will take timeout. 1:24 to go in the ball game. Our score, Mount Vernon 62, Burlington Edison 46. We'll pause for 60 seconds.
Take it to primary outlet and serviceable areas. Other restrictions may apply. Offer expires December 20th, 1991.
Welcome back to Burlington Edison High School. Keith Wilson's basket cut the Tiger deficit to 16. Mark Hendrickson, the big 6'9" senior, will walk it out of backcourt with 1:20 to go in the ball game. Tigers surprisingly no full court pressure. Aaron Murphy Varney drives, and his shot just rolls off no good, but the Bulldogs steal the rebound and have possession with 1 minute to go in the ball game. They lead it by 16. Mount Vernon will be 6-0 after tonight. A lob pass to Holmes. He's there for the layup. Little reverse move. Blocked. A great block by Lloyd. And the Bulldogs recover the rebound across the midcourt stripe. Great block by Lloyd. Holmes will take it all the way to the hole. His shot swirls around and drops. Troy Holmes with a hoop. Bulldogs by 18 with 40 seconds to go. Keith Wilson to John Best. Sights for 3 points. Keith Wilson head and shoulder fake. Left corner to David Lloyd. He'll fire the three. He leaves it long. Cornelius soars for the rebound. 3 Tigers down on the rebound scramble, and the outlet pass to Steve Bertelson to Aaron Murphy Varney with 20 seconds to go. Hendrickson high post. Hendrickson to Murphy Varney between the circles. John Best all over Varney. Troy Holmes high post to Hendrickson. He'll take it hard to the basket. His left-hander is up and in. Mark Hendrickson with 10 in the fourth quarter. 7 seconds. 6, 5, 4. Best to Doyle. He drives. His shot will not count. He didn't get it off, and it's over. David Lloyd misses a shot at the buzzer as the Mount Vernon Bulldogs win their 6th consecutive ball game. The Bulldogs let the Tigers get within 9 in the second half, then slam the door shut, led by Mark Hendrickson's 10 fourth quarter points. The Bulldogs win going away. Our final here tonight. The Mount Vernon Bulldogs 66, the Burlington Edison Tigers.
Ray's just busy. I was just joking.
Chat.
Merry Christmas?
Yeah. I got your bill.
Don't get me this. What is what?
It's an hour special of In Living Color.
Even though we're not playing very well right now, we're saying Merry Christmas.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
Open it.
Open it, Frage.
Card first, bud.
Card first, is that how you have to do it? That is a nice wrapping paper.
There, you say it.
Huh?
Good job, Dan.
Good job, Dan.
We'll make you help me open it, Dan.
Dan, there's many trees that died.
You're gonna have to join Earth Corps, Dan. Miss Armagost wouldn't be happy with you. Oh, all right.
You gotta take lessons from Aaron, Greg.
Thank you very much. That's very nice of you. It's not that we're not playing well, Mark. I'm just not sure we're having enough fun the last couple of days. That's all. We got everybody ready? Yeah. Okay, thank you. I'll read my card. Huh? Okay, let's